Run off the corner.
I'm not so sure. Sometime a guy's trying to get out of the way and can't.
Yeah.
And that looks like one of those deals.
This is a tough racetrack to get out of the way.
You don't just turn down to the inside. I mean, you just don't have the grip to do that. You've got to kind of anticipate what you're going to do.
Park trying to maintain his momentum and briefly got up against the back bumper of Rick Mast.
Talked about Tony Stewart a while ago. He's starting to make a little bit of a move. He's going working on Brett Bodine in 11 car here. This is a battle for the 30th position. He's getting a little impatient.
Guess what he did? He told him he was back there. You see him giving that little nudge?
I don't want to fool with you no more.
No, I'm tired of messing with you. You're holding me up. I got to go.
Back when the cars had chrome bumpers, we used to call that
the chrome horn.
Beep, beep.
Our guys in the pits, they never quit working on what's going on. Tony Stewart, his race car is tight. It's not turning, and you have to believe that's a product of these cooler track conditions. Everybody anticipated the racetrack would be tighter today.
But look at our graphic. Tony's got to go because that's all he lacks from going a lap down to Steve Park.
And I can't tell you how many times I've been running here and say I've been running 31 seconds by myself. I run up on a car trying to get by him, and I'm running 32.50. So you got to pass.
Now, don't worry about Tony. Remember last September, he started 33rd. He finished 4th.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm certainly not counting him out by any means.
There you see the leader, Steve Park, coming off turn 4. About a straightaway difference. So Tony Stewart, that's the reason he's up there bumping Brett Bodine. That spotter, that crew chief's telling him the leader's coming.
Darrell, we've talked all weekend on FX and on Fox Sports Net about how, okay, one lap for these young guns to hold their breath, but it's going to take an experienced driver to run up front here all day. Only one young gun in the top 10 in yesterday's Busch race. But how about rookie Jimmie Johnson? Started 4th, and he's running the top 5.
There we go, Park.
Oh. Park. Gordon gets past to Steve Park, hard in the wall.
32 got the right front corner pretty good in the right side of the car.
32 car. Got damage.
Yeah, Ricky Craven, the whole front of his car is stove in as Steve Park, the race leader, and Ricky Craven, the pole sitter, crash.
And he was trying to get around Stacy Compton, who was trying to stay on the lead lap in the 14 car.
Yeah, you see the 14 car got his all torn up on the right side. He goes down here underneath him. It's hard to stay underneath a guy. You just got to have that. You need that room to slide up. Compton didn't give it to him, and he didn't do anything wrong. Not that Compton did anything wrong, but you've got to go in there low. You've got to have room to slide up.
Here's a different angle.
See, Steve's going to try to clear him and slide in front of him, but he doesn't quite get there.
Again, we want to stress, Stacy Compton was trying to get to the high side of the racetrack. He didn't do anything wrong in the 14 car.
No, that's the problem with this racetrack. There's nowhere to go. You can't get out of the way.
Oh, Jimmy Spencer just got through there.
That's when I'd be hauling at my spotter, because I'm sure the spotter told him to go high. Oh, that's a shame.
It is a shame. There you see Ricky Craven, just nowhere to go. Jeff Gordon in the 24. Jimmie Johnson going all the way to the bottom of the racetrack. Pit road will be very busy, Matt Yoakum.
Well, Larry, they're going to make a chassis adjustment on the 22 car of Warren Burton. He was lacking forward bite. As you see Mike Brown, the team's general manager, make the chassis adjustment, another 4-tire change, obviously, because this track is so gritty here at Darlington today.
Now Jeff Gordon has just found his pit. He's got nobody in front of him now. Ricky Craven would have been in front of him had he not been going to the garage area. Gordon's car tight all day. His conversation on the radio has stressed that it is getting tighter and tighter as the run went on. There'll be a 4-tire change. They're going to try to get that tight out of there, and he is the first guy out of the pits. He'll be your leader.
Steve Park is out of his car as you watch the race off pit road. That is good news. Ricky Craven has driven his car to the garage, as Dick reported.
And there's no sense in telling you people at home how many tires people change here. When you come to pit road, you get 4 tires, trust me.
And in the Park incident, that's just Darlington. We're at 30-some laps into the run here, and the tires are wearing down. The car's lost some grip. He needed the room to slide up and didn't quite make it.
That's a good sight right there. A little wave to the crowd.
Steve Park is okay, but couldn't tame this track today. Pole sitter Ricky Craven is out.
Welcome back to Darlington. Steve Park was welcomed back. First race in 6 months when he was knocked out at Darlington, but came in confident with the clearance of his team and doctors and NASCAR, starting 4th. Almost goes into the wall, then took the lead on lap 19. Park leading on lap 38 between turn 3 and 4, runs into Stacy Compton, and then Ricky Craven, pole sitter, running into Steve Park. And his 2 career Winston Cup victories as he steps out of the car. He is okay, but done for the day. Ricky Craven, as they work on his car to try again back in the race in the last 17 races here in Darlington. Only once has the pole sitter won this race. Let's go down to Steve Burns and check in on Ricky Craven. Steve?
Thanks, Chris. Ricky, a lot of damage to this race car. What happened, and can you get back in the race today?
It's obviously not where we expected to be. We, you know, you always think about the ones that got away, and pretty frustrated. That didn't need to happen. And, you know, we just got swept into it. Really, really proud of Steve coming back, and would love to have raced him and Jeff there for the win. I had a car good enough to do it. The Tide Ford was great, but I'll tell you what, you know, the lap car has got to give consideration to leaders. You know, it's just a great example of a guy not using his head. We're leading the race. You need to give some consideration, and we'll get over it, and we'll go at them next week.
Back upstairs, Mike.
Thanks, Steve. You do damage assessment in this business with one of those DeWalt power saws. That's, and got quite a workout there.
$25,000 to have that body put on there. Spend hours in the wind tunnel meticulously working on it, and then just cut it off with a saber saw. Throw it in the ground.
After pit stops, Jeff Gordon leaves Elliott Sadler, along with Jimmy Johnson, Jimmy Spencer, and Jeff Green for this restart.
I like the way that 21 car, it's looked good all weekend long. Came in an ace of picking him there, Hammond, but couldn't bet against Jeffy today.
And obviously those guys doing their job on pit road, getting him up to second.
Jeff Burton peeks out from behind Bill Elliott. Yes, it is, and Burton goes on. Everybody on fresh tires. And Dale Earnhardt Jr. moves in on Jeff Green. This is for 5th place.
He just keeps on keeping on. He started back in 23rd, and as we saw in the beginning of the race, he was taking a car a lap.
Well, I tell you what I noticed about his car. It is really, really fast on new tires. For about 20 laps, he can haul the mail, but then he starts to slide back.
We'll watch the tachometer here. You'll notice in the middle of the corner, he'll get back in, it'll raise RPMs, and he backs off the throttle. It falls back down a little bit, but he's turning all over 9,000 on fresh tires. Speeds a little bit quicker as we go down the front stretch.
And that's one of the things that probably the cool weather will do, is not slow the cars down quite so much, and gear selection could be really, really critical today.
And over 170 miles an hour into turn 3.
Just to give you an idea, 411 gear is kind of gear of choice here. Sometimes you'll pull a 22. Some of these cars today got 430 gears in them. That's going to really tax that engine.
And just remember, the higher number is the lower gear.
And more RPM.
From a 411 to a 430, you're probably talking about 400 RPM difference.
If you knew you only had short runs, you'd pull a much higher gear because you're going to turn more RPMs. But for the longer runs where the RPMs are going to get lower, you put that lower gear in to compensate.
Well, I always called it my passing gear. I'd pull as low a gear as I thought I could possibly get away with, so when I caught somebody, I could get around them.
We talked earlier about Jeff Green being one of those drivers to have had the advantage of running in both yesterday's Busch race and today's Cup race. Jeff Burton's another who led every lap yesterday. Let's go down to Green's pit. Here's Matt.
Mike, they lost one spot on pit road. Currently, Jeff Green's running in the 5th position. Todd, how is your race car today?
Jeff hadn't said a whole lot about it. It's been pretty good. We ran at Rockingham, and we ran pretty good at the beginning of the race, so we want to be optimistic there and hoping to carry on to the end. But a little tight off the corner. I'll make no major changes and see what happens.
Todd mentioned the fact that they ran this car at Rockingham. In fact, that car led 46 laps. We're hoping that car shows up like it did again at Rockingham today.
Yeah, he looked like he was a contender to win down there. They had a motor problem there and put an end to their day.
How about the Burton brothers battling here? Jeff has the spot and Ward wants it. He's had a peek underneath his younger brother, and here he goes.
Well, these two guys here, for brother act, they're pretty good here at Darlington.
Well, when they used to race South Boston Speedway in Virginia in late models, they'd come home with 2 busted race cars. They'd race each other harder than anybody else there.
Well, they've taken turns winning here, too, so they've obviously shared notes. They got 2 totally different cars. One's in a Dodge, one's in a Ford, but they seem to run the same.
Talk about two guys that shared notes. How about the two red cars there behind Jeff Burton? Bill Elliott and Jeremy Mayfield. Both those cars continue marching toward the front.
Just watch this. That seems to be our favorite saying. Hey, just watch this.
Kyle Petty and Robbie Gordon in close quarters again.
Robbie just scoots. Kyle gets him a little loose right there. Robbie gets Kyle a little loose. Dives to the inside, but you see how much momentum means. Those guys there were laid back off of them a little bit, got a run on them and passed them into the third turn.
Yeah, Ryan Newman and Brett Bodine were right there. Steve Park has been released from the care center. Here's Steve Burns.
Thanks, Mike. Steve, first of all, are you okay? Tell us what happened.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm glad I didn't have to spend a lot of time in this care center, you know, like I did in the past. But I mean, the Pennzoil car was running great. You know, just lap traffic all day long was giving us a hard time. And I mean, I got on the 14 car pretty clean and gave him a break, and he turned me around. Once got on my right rear quarter panel, and I'm better than I look. I mean, I really thought we had a car today that would win the race, and you know, the Pennzoil Chevrolet got put out too early, just too early, I think. So this is a long race, and patience is a key role. And you know, when you're going a lap down so early in the race, give the leader a little bit of a break. I mean, the leader will give you a break if you want to get a lap back. So it's just a shame. You know, it's the first race back. We wanted to see it to the end, and I'm just severely disappointed in that.
Thanks, Steve.
Thank you.
And boy, I can feel his pain, because when you're leading the race, you do anticipate those guys giving you a break because you are the leader. But then you got to put your other hat on and look at the guy trying to stay on the lead lap. You know. Yep. So understand both sides of the situation, but you don't need to wreck the leader.
Five-time Darlington winner Jeff Gordon right now in command of the Carolina Dodge Dealers 400.
The Carolina Dodge Dealers 400 on Fox is brought to you by Singular Wireless. Never pay long distance or roaming again. It's a singular nation.
Jeff Gordon, a five-time winner here, has a 1 second lead, but in second place, driving for the Wood brothers, who have won here 8 times. Elliott Sadler, Jimmy Johnson third, Jimmy Spencer fourth, Jeff Green fifth. We've had one caution as leader Steve Park was lapping Stacy Compton. The two cars got together in turn 3. Second place driver Ricky Craven was swept into this wreck. Couldn't clear it down low, and let's listen to the radio chatter from Craven.
Got it, just got it. Come on, Ricky. It knocked the whole front of the car off.
There was nothing I could do about that, guys. They took the leader out.
Go to the garage, guys. Go to the garage. Just go to the garage. Just get the sawzall, get everything ready. Yeah, I'm sorry, buddy. There wasn't nothing you could do.
Craven spotter Donnie Epling frustrated because he couldn't get his driver, couldn't clear him out away from that wreck.
Well, you just hear the frustration in everybody's voice. Ricky Craven, crew chief Mike Beam, the team. You know, you come in here 12th in points. You've had a good year. You sat on the pole. You're up there running second. And you watch it all go away in a matter of about a half a second.
And I believe, you know, Steve Park is probably very disappointed. But I would say mission accomplished. Came back, qualified well,
raced well,
led the race. Can't help what happened.
There's Elliott Sadler coming from 7th place up to 2nd. It's been a year since he won. That was at Bristol, where we go next weekend.
Boys, I want to talk about our points leader, and I might add the car that Jeff Hammond picked, Sterling Marlin, again had to start at the rear of the field after having to change motors.